Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Election Forecast 2025-2026. Who is going to be the 2028 presidential candidate on the Democratic side? Today, we're looking ahead not at 2026, but to the presidential race of 2028. So let's dive in. First up, we have Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, she's already got the national profile, name recognition, and experience in the White House. Has deep ties in the Democratic Party, in base, especially among women and voters of colors, and can raise money really quick since she has been a presidential nominee before. Her campaign experience and connection gives her built-in advantage in key swing states. Her approval rating has been mixed, though. She's not very popular, especially she struggles to find her own political identity beyond the previous Biden administration, and voters have a tone that could really work. Next up is Gavin Newsom, who's been getting a lot of publicity recently for fighting against Texas and Greg Abbott and Donald Trump. Okay, he's ambitious, very media savvy, not shy about defending Democratic values on the national stage. Okay, he's debated Ron DeSantis recently, in the last 2 years, kind of showed for the party's future. Pros, he's very polished, energetic, projects confidence. He also has led the country's largest state, giving him executive experience and a huge donor base. Cons, California has problems. Homelessness, crime, cost of living, all things that California has struggled with. These could be used against him in a general election with other Democrats. Some voters outside the coast might see him different as too liberal or elitist. Someone not pictured in this one, but would be a possible candidate, Gretchen Whitmer. She's one of the party's rising stars as the Michigan governor. Okay, she has very strong ties, leadership during the pandemic, and ability to win re-election as swing state have made her a serious contender. Pros, she are on issues with infrastructure and reproductive rights. She could also help Democrats reconnect with working class voters in the Rust Belt in very important swing states of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Cons, she's still building a national name or recognition. Really doesn't. She's not known really much outside of Michigan, and sometimes she's seen as more progressive than moderate. Next up is Pete Buttigieg, former Secretary of Transportation under the Biden administration. He impressed many during the 2020 primary debates. Looked really good as a public speaker, and remains one of the articulate voices. Pros, he's smart, disciplined, great on camera, idea from modern media landscape, and he represents a younger, future-focused generation of Democrats. Cons, he faced criticism over transportation issues during his time as the Transportation Secretary. Some minority voters. Josh Shapiro, again not pictured in one of these names, but he's a notable person that has been talked about as a potential nominee. Okay, fresh and strong state of Pennsylvania, built a representation as a pragmatic problem solver, very popular in his home state of Pennsylvania again, appeals to independence, crucial general election audience. And he built an effectively divided state, which could be a great selling point for his term. Cons, he still needs time to get his national scene up. He's not very known. He may face pressure to prove he can inspire enthusiasm beyond Pennsylvania. Okay, so the big question is, who are we going to talk about next? Okay, there's also been possibility of Andy Beshear, governor of Kentucky, Democrat, who's in a ruby red state. That would be a very interesting run because he probably wouldn't even win his home state of Kentucky in the presidential election. Another would be Stephen A. Smith, works for ESPN on First Take, under multiple different sorts. Okay, he's also expressed interest. He'd be more of a conservative on the spending wise, but be very interesting to see how he would run his campaign and everything like that. to Representative Ro Khanna from California and Governor John Green. Again, these people say they would have interest in running, but that does not mean they will for sure be in the race. My early odds would be on Gavin Newsom. Currently, more topping out near the top of the polls with Kamala Harris, but it's really so. One strong debate moment in the 2027 primary. Huge endorsements for one certain candidate. We'll be keeping track all of it from early polling shifts to donor activity and activity behind the scenes maneuvering right here on Elections Forecast 2025-2026. Thank you.